Hey guys, Justin here. As we come to the end of 2022, I want to give my top 5 things I want to see from iRacing in 2023, going from the most agreeable to the downright crazy. So let's get right to it. First off, I'd like to thank the guys at No Toad Racing League a lot for providing the race footage for this video since I'm still away for the next couple of days. They're an awesome racing league worth checking out. I'll leave their link in the description, and I may even stop by for a couple races in the upcoming season. The first thing that I would like to see out of iRacing in 2023 is tweaking the tire model, dynamic track, etc. Opinions from the tire model, as we've seen in my previous video on the matter, is either you hate the tire model or you like the direction that it's going. I don't think there are a ton of people that think the tire model is perfect right now, and I'm one of those people. I do like the direction the tire model is heading, but I think that what is happening right now between the lack of dynamic track and the tire model is leading to some single file racing. I'd really like to see iRacing play around with the grip strips a little bit, especially if they can't get dynamic track back to the level that it was for the V6 tire model era. Grip strips are when seemingly iRacing manually changes the level of grip depending on what lane you are in the corner. It seems to be what they did instead of dynamic track after they couldn't get it to work as they wanted to with the V7 tire model. One argument that I hear is that iRacing wants to stick as close to real life as possible, but when tracks in real life, including NASCAR tracks, are adding grip manually to their own tracks in search of better racing, why can't iRacing do the same with their own tracks? It could even lead the way to letting these tracks know maybe how much extra grip are needed in some of these lanes to make everything more viable. But overall, I think I would just enjoy iRacing to attempt to add multi-groove racing back to some of these tracks that have gotten really stale one-lane racing all the way around. The next thing I'd like to see on iRacing for Oval in the upcoming year is Oval rain tires. I know that would have sounded ridiculous in the past couple years, but with the news of NASCAR themselves testing rain tires for short tracks, I'd like to see that implemented on iRacing as well, especially if they can bring that into real life. And again, maybe that's something that NASCAR would want iRacing to test on their end like they have with some track configurations before. I never felt too strongly about rain one way or another for road because I don't race a ton of road. I even thought that rain may have been a waste of time for development for iRacing because if I've learned anything about iRacing and what people enjoy is that the harder that iRacing makes something to drive, the less popular it becomes. So my honest prediction is that any series that has a chance of rain in the future will become less popular than any series that has fixed weather. But now at the very least I could mess around with it on some short ovals and hosteds or something for some fun. And for a 3 out of 5 on my craziness scale, I would really like to see iRacing completely rework how Round 1 Road to Pro is run. I think it's a mistake that Road to Pro Round 1 is calculated based off of championship points. In my opinion, it ends up hurting participation in official oval races because there are either people that are trying to maintain their I rating and stay on the really high end to gain more championship points, or there are people that have calculated that they can just dominate a lower, say, 5K split, so they tank their I rating. And both things have really bad effects on actual official racing, which most people are running. There's just something that doesn't sit right with me that you can finish 14th in the top split that can be a 7-8K SOF and get the same amount of points towards Road to Pro that winning a 4.5K split gets you. My solution to fix Round 1 Road to Pro is just to cap the I rating that people can join with to either 4,000 or 5,000, I don't think it matters too much, and then snake the splits like you would in Round 2 of Road to Pro. Except snake by I rating instead of by the championship points that they got in the previous round. This makes it so that the top level people don't have to protect I rating because they'll still be able to get in a split that'll have equal strength of fields of all the others, and there will be no tanking to get into a better split since all the splits will be equal. The only downside is that if you are below 5K or 4K or whatever the number is, then you're going to have to farm your way up there, which can be a little annoying, but at the same time, most people who are pro level, if not all, can easily maintain a 5,000 I rating without even worrying about what they're racing. 4 out of 5 on the craziness scale, I think iRacing needs to completely rework how championship points are done in their official races and give people an incentive to actually run for championships. So how people get participation credits for running a full season, I think that there should be extra participation credits for winning or placing in a division in a series. I think this might create a slight tanking problem with people trying to chase credits, but I'm not saying that the credits need to be a huge amount. I'm just saying like an extra $10 or whatever for winning a division, maybe scaling a bit. And tanking is protestable anyways. I think the benefits of having increased participation across the board will outweigh any of those negatives. And not only that, but I think that championship points should have the top race for the week be the calculation regardless of how many races you run. Currently, after you run 4 races in a given week, it starts taking your top 2 and averaging them out. I always thought this was odd for people running for championship points because it decentivizes people to race, and I think iRacing as a business should want people to race. Like, yes, people will take advantage of racing over and over and over again until they place really well, but at the same time, isn't that what we want? Don't we want more people racing at any given time? I've seen iRacing partner with companies for winning championships, but the last time I saw it was for freaking Dash. Like, hello? Why can't we do this with actual official series? Maybe I want more incentive to farm ARCA championships, I don't know. I think it would be fun for everyone though. And my last idea that gets a 5 out of 5 on the craziness scale, I want iRacing to make a completely separate license for super speedways. Or at the very least, completely rework how safety rating works on super speedways. Currently, in an average top split super speedway race where everybody is A-class, there are usually only 1 or 2 people that end up gaining safety rating from the race. This leads to a phenomenon where people literally have to build up their safety rating through dumb ways in order to get ready for super speedway week. I'm sorry, but I just don't think it should work like that. If we put aside the fact that super speedways are on really large ovals and just look at the type of racing in general, I would venture to say that dirt oval racing and regular oval racing are closer in terms of technique to each other than super speedway racing and oval racing are. So if that's the case, why can't super speedway be its own license? You would be able to tailor safety rating in a way where everybody can reasonably run the type of super speedway race they want without having to worry about losing their safety license for the next week. On top of that, I would venture to say a majority of top iRacing oval drivers just use alt accounts on super speedways anyways. Because the finishing variance is so much higher on super speedways, people just avoid them in general. Now about the logistics that a super speedway license would bring. Would there have to be a rookie super speedway series? Would there have to be a full-time super speedway series along with the NASCAR series? That's a good question. But hey, what's a crazy idea without a couple plot holes here or there? A more realistic solution would just be change how calculation is done for incidents and safety rating at super speedways. I don't think a single 4X should cause an A-class license to lose safety rating for a race at a super speedway. Maybe make it that softer collisions are not made 4Xs, kind of like you see in dirt. It takes a really hard hit between 2 cars to get a 4X. Why can't it be the same in super speedways? I understand a 4X by going head-on into another car after they spin out, but how about those times where you just get a 4X for door banging someone at Talladega? If those were made 2Xs or even 0Xs, that would really help the safety rating situation at super speedways. I think just being a little bit more lenient will really help all around. But what do you guys think of my crazy ideas? Do you have any crazy ideas of your own? Leave a comment below and let us know. I would also really appreciate a like on this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Alright, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all on the track.